Hi, today we're going to look at the chords of C, F and G on the piano, how to work them out, indeed how to work out any major chord on the piano and how they can be applied. So here we have C, which is the root note or bass note of the C chord. If somebody calls it a C chord, it's the same as saying C major chord. So there's our root note, which is C. Now C is very easy to spot because it's the white note before the two black notes. So that's a C, that's a C, that's a C, and so on. So very easy to find out what the other notes are in the chord of C without having to learn scales and so on, contrary to what a lot of people say. And that goes for any major chord, because all you've got to know is the interval of spaces between each note. So if I count up 4 notes, regardless of what colour they are, from the C, so I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, that tells me that the second note in the chord of C is an E. Just follows the alphabet, C, D, E. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's the last note, the third note? Well, we have to count up a further 3 notes, not including the start note. So 1, 2, 3, and that gives us a G. So if I play all of those notes together, I've got the chord of C major. So just to run over that again, you find the root note, which is the note that gives the chord its name. Not including that note, you count up 4 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then not including that note, you count up a further 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. And that gives us the chord of C. And you can do that for any major chord without having to know the scale, just by working out that formula, basically applying that formula. So if I go to F, C, D, E, F just follows the alphabet. So to find out the chord of F, or the chord of F major, same rule applies. There's my root note or my bass note for the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives me the second note of the chord, or middle note, and then 1, 2, 3 gives me the last note, or the third note in the chord. And last of all, let's work out the chord of G, or G major. So let's find a G, C, D, E, F, G. There we go. Same formula, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There's our chord of G, or G major. You notice I'm using my first finger, my middle finger, or third finger, and my 5th finger. So I'm using every other finger, so that there's a finger for every note. So we've now done C, F, and chord of G. So underneath the C chord, I'm going to play a C, but an octave lower. And then for the F chord, I'm going to play an F, but an octave lower. And then for the G chord, I'm going to play a G. You notice in the left hand, I'm using fingers 5, 2 and 1. Again, so that I'm not unnecessarily moving my hand. I'm just using whatever finger is above the note. So chord of C major with a C in the bass, chord of F major with an F in the bass, and a chord of G major with a G in the bass. And there's loads of songs that you can play just with those 3 chords, because a lot of songs only have 3 chords in them. For example, Happy Birthday to You. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Have a play around, see what other songs you can come up with those 3 chords. Catch you soon.